I had prepared this chart because I've literally had this range drawn since probably right about like right around here. So this is whenever people started drawing the range this way, and then we've continued to respect this range for the last, however many weeks. So since December 20th, yeah. So weeks now. So this is clearly the range that we're trading within on Bitcoin. So a couple of different things are happening. We got the bull trap to get all the bears or get all the bulls fucked up on leverage, get people excited, positioning, buying up here so that they're completely underwater by the time we broke back into this range. So we come up to 103. We get this scam wick to the downside to blow out leverage traders. We create the bottom of the range, come back up. We get the bull trap. We slaughter the bulls. We come back down, and then we start testing these range lows. Okay, so we're trading near these range lows. Then we get this one pump back up at the very beginning of January. Okay, so here's the yearly open, 2025, right? We get our yearly open. It's right here. This is where I have it marked out. So there's your yearly open. One more, like right here. Okay, so there's your yearly open. We get this pump up, and then immediately after this pump up, we get this big sell-off below the yearly open and test the bottom of this range perfectly, right? So we come back, test the bottom of the range. We pump back up above the yearly open. This is clearly a significant level because we're kind of hovering right around this, and then boom, we dump down, and then we get this wick right here. So I have these levels marked out as potential liquidity grabs. Why? So what market makers will do, get on a smaller time frame. So what market makers will do is they want to run liquidity to get more money into the market. So we had this wick down that created the bottom of the range. We cleared this liquidity, and people were looking for this very obvious 90.8 thousand wick right here to get taken to run this low so we could take this liquidity as well. This was a very crowded trade. People were waiting for this, and it ended up playing out. So it's a potential liquidity grab. They wick down the price below that level to take that liquidity, and then they immediately buy it back up and send it back in within the range. So now we're back within the range low. The reason they do that is, again, to run those lows, blow out leverage, and take liquidity from people who are going to be buying from down there. The next potential liquidity grab, if they go for it, would be this wick down here at 88.6, 88.7. Okay, so that would be another level you could take a look at, or you could keep your eye out for. The reason being is we could do something like this, where we're looking to create some type of symmetry on the range, because we could do something like this. Oops, not that large. Because the way that ranges play is they like symmetry. Now, they don't always do this. But if you create a bull trap up top, if you're going to have range symmetry, well, then what you're going to do is you're going to have a bear trap to the downside. So if we just remove, let me just remove a couple of these things. No, not that one. Let's get rid of... Just trying to get some of that stuff out of the way. Okay, so you get some range symmetry down here. You could create this bear trap to trap these leverage traders, people who are shorting the bottom of the range, and then get a pump back in within the range, right? So something like this. So you get a move. You run that liquidity, right? And then you come back up into the range and then create that symmetry, that range symmetry. So that's also a possible move. That could happen. That, again, is not going to change the way that I'm positioned or the way that Logan's positioned. Even if you get that move to the downside, it's not that we broke market structure. It's just we're creating range symmetry. We took out the bulls with the bull trap. Now we're going to take out the bears with the bear trap and then come back into the range and then continue higher. So these are just some of the things that locally could happen. So I would watch for this 88.7 thousand level to get run. Possibly. It could not get run because by the time the inauguration happens on January 20th, at that point, it's probably going to be up only for quite a bit. So, because that's just going to be a news event that's going to send price higher. That's just the way that it works. The way that the election had played out, as soon as Trump started winning electoral votes, they were showing that he was winning the election. The more that he was ahead by, the more the market was pumping. So clearly the markets objectively favored Trump. That's not a hot take. That's just how price reacts. And so the inauguration is going to be the same thing. The news is going to send the price higher. So if we can survive the next 7 days before that happens, and we don't run this 88.9 thousand level, or 88.7 thousand level, then we're fine. Then that deviation is not going to happen. We just have that one deviation to the upside. We don't get the deviation to the downside. That's fine that we go higher. Either way, we're going higher. So, you got any input or thought on how the Bitcoin looks right now?
I mean, I think that we've talked about it on previous streams that we expected there could be a bear trap on Bitcoin. We've drawn it out a couple different times. So I think now this is the closest we've seen to it potentially actually happening. It's tested the range lows a little bit, but this is the first time it's actually broken down below range lows. But I think with the timing of it, it's a Monday following Bitcoin already being very close to the bottom of the range. So if it was going to happen, I think today was really the perfect timing. It's also a week before the inauguration. There's also a ton of shit going on. So yeah, I think personally, I don't know if we're going to see it. I don't think we will. I think Bitcoin's probably going to hold here, but yeah, if it does break down, I think that's exactly what's going on, and we'll see it bounce here over the next few days out of it.
Right. Yeah, and we're close. I mean, it's right here. We literally just got to get on the other side of this fucking this horizontal line right here, or this vertical line right here. Boom. We get on the other side of that, we're fine. So, I mean, we're fine regardless, but once we get on the other side of this line, you're going to see price move up. It's just the reality of it. The markets are favoring him, so that's what's going to happen. So, there's the inauguration. That's Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks fantastically strong too. That's the other thing that we have to talk about. Bitcoin is actually performing so strong given the current conditions of the market. Everything else is selling off. Nvidia, the strongest company since 2020, the best performing company in the stock market, is selling off right now. Everything's selling off because of DXY and the bond yields. So for Bitcoin to still be holding this range, and then the second that it deviated outside of this range, the range is denominated by this white line right here. Okay, so the white line's the bottom of the range. As soon as it came outside of the bottom of the range, we immediately bought back up in here. We wicked back down, came back up, and we're back within the range. So this range is being respected. There are buyers here. People are sending it up. I bet you the volume, yeah, I was just going to say, I bet you volume fucking pumped right here. See, look at all this volume coming in at the range lows. If there's all this volume coming in, that means buyers are stepping in saying, yep, this is worth it. We want a $90,000 Bitcoin. This is a good price for us. You see this volume, boom, pump us right back up into the range, right? So Bitcoin is performing incredibly well, regardless of what you think, how your altcoins are performing. Yeah, our altcoins are getting decimated. Yeah, that happens. Guess what? Buy some more, baby.